This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
How good is that?
Hi guys, welcome Lizzie and Jess, and welcome to the Met Gala edition of EduKate.
Thank you, Anna Wintour.
That's what today is about. Is not about what's unfolding now, but it's about reflecting on the Met Gala in past years.
Yes.
And let's break it down, because all we see are all of these amazing outfits,
Yes.
and costumes, and I don't know, they're all like. All of these talents come together. That's what we see. But what is it apart from a big party?
Well, exactly. Do you know what? It's actually not much more than that. And I think that's why so many people are obsessed with it, because it's very exclusive. It's one of the only, not an award show, but events that celebrities know they're not being filmed inside.
Oh.
And we won't ever really see footage of what goes on inside. So they know that I think it makes us little people feel even littler, which makes us feel like we want to know, as you know, even more about it than possible.
Well, it's the party you're not invited to.
100%, and it's the biggest party of the year, according to Anna Wintour, who's the chair of the Met Gala, and it's hosted it's the first Monday in May.
Okay.
Which I feel like is very, do you know what I mean? It's like the first Monday in May.
It doesn't need to be a weekend.
No.
I mean, it's the biggest Monday night that there would be in the calendar all year, you can only imagine.
100%. But it actually started in 1948, and it wasn't even a celebrity affair back then. It was actually hosted and run by, you know, New York's elite society in the arts and culture and fashion scene. And they didn't, for a while, even have a red carpet out the front of any kind. It was just sort of a dinner to celebrate, you know, fashion, art, all those kinds of things. And if you were somebody in New York, like a bit Gossip Girl vibes.
And creative?
Yeah, you'd be invited. And then it sort of, once Anna took over in 1995, it then turned into, she made it what it is today, essentially. She's very clever.
It's a global event.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
everyone is, well, I know we are in this world. I'm not sure how much it touches kind of the you know what I'm trying to say?
I feel
It's
like the outfits, whether you are into it or not, at some point you're going to see the most crazy outfit from the Met. Like, remember when Jared Leto went as Karl Lagerfeld's cat?
That's
Yes.
right.
We saw that. Remember Kim Kardashian went and looked like a couch when she was 9 months pregnant. Not that being 9 months pregnant made her look like a couch. It was the fact that she
was
was
the
wearing
pattern.
floral head to toe, including gloves.
Yeah, and it was
so
like
I feel
a skivvy.
like if you're not in the world, you at least see it, and we all know about it.
Yeah, and
what
there's
I want to know
plenty
is,
of memes about it.
has it always been to raise money for the Metropolitan Museum?
Yes.
Is that what it is?
Yes. So your ticket price, which celebrities have to purchase themselves unless they're invited to be on the co-chair. So, for example, this year that's Chris Hemsworth, Zendaya, J-Lo, etc. You don't have to pay. But every other celebrity that's there has to pay a very large sum
Well, like, what are we talking?
to have a seat at the table.
Yeah, how much is it? Is it like 20 grand, 40 grand, 60 grand?
Because it's not like a $500 ticket. Is it?
$75,000
Sheesh.
just to go.
Would you go if you had all the money?
Well, it's exactly like if you think about Kim Kardashian, that's nothing to her. Is it?
And it's not. And really, what you're buying is exposure.
Oh, yeah.
So the value that a lot of these celebrities is getting out of investing $75,000. I can't imagine they're paying for their outfits or everyone. It's like one big, massive, creative TV commercial that everyone wants to be part of. You don't want to not be on that list.
That's very, very true.
Yeah, so $75,000.
Okay, what do you get? Just the ticket?
You get the goodie bags are
Chicken or
always
fish?
Is there food in there?
There is. But you get a pretty, amazing goodie bag. You probably get, a Dyson Airwrap in there or something like that.
No, they can't buy them
I
themselves.
thought you were going to say a holiday in the Bahamas.
But, you get the experience and the exposure, as you were saying. But still,
You're
that feels
buying-
ridiculous. Also, donating to, like, the Met or MoMA, it's like, I think there's probably bigger things in the world that we need to be donating $75,000
People
to.
need art.
Can I say something controversial?
Please.
No.
I don't
There's no-
understand art. I
What?
look at it and I feel
Okay.
nothing. What is it?
Okay.
What am I meant to feel?
This is probably a separate
bigger
podcast
combo?
episode.
Is anyone aligned with
Do
me.
you
No,
feel
because
music?
Yes, but not art.
But
I
maybe
go there-
music is your art then.
I go to art galleries
Poetic.
and like weep.
Yeah, see, Lizzie, that makes me really question your character.
Well, it makes me question your character.
I go to art galleries if I have to and think, could have done that. I could have done that.
No, but it's, you know what? It's
Oh,
never
I
just
hate
about.
people like that.
I'm in the abstract section.
No. Imagine if someone said that about Taylor.
Yeah, but
Imagine
her
if
art's not abstract. Like, we're talking a white
Well, I
canvas
think you're a
with
very
white paint.
analytical person, so I think you like things up front.
I like to understand it, and I just
100%.
can't connect to
And
it.
I
you
think
think
you like
you're
to understand
creative?
it straight away.
Yeah, but not artistic
no,
creative.
that's the.
But look at this. Ready?
Oh my God.
Oh, look. Now I'm $1 million painting. Oh, on the screen. Like, come on, what is that?
Home Alone.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah.
Starry, starry night. Ooh, blue with a bit of yellow. Look, it's a
Okay.
chrysanthemum in a vase.
But people
No.
would say that about Taylor Swift's songs. They would. I mean,
See?
what about when Whipper says that during the songs when you go to the toilet every morning? I could push buttons if I wanted.
Oh, you wouldn't press the right ones. And he's been pressing our buttons all show.
Like one of my favourite artists, Louise Bourgeois, who just had her exhibition at the art gallery, she made a huge sculpture of like a giant spider over a cage, and it's all about like being a mother and protecting what's in your cage, which is, you know, your children and your family and whatever. And it's when you look at it, you go, well, that's just a giant spider. But when you read about it, you go, wow, how no.
That's what I mean. I don't want to have to do pre-reading to understand.
No, you don't
But
pre-read.
it's meant to evoke.
Oh, you know, the blurb.
I think you can get out of it what you want, art. Sometimes it's just pleasing to the eye. Sometimes it might trigger a feeling. Sometimes you might even imprint your own story onto something. But imagine this, even if you don't get art, imagine a world.
Go on.
I was going to take
What's up,
myself.
Nick?
All of a sudden, I'm taking myself very seriously.
All of
Okay.
a sudden.
You ready? Imagine this, a world without art.
Yeah, it'd be fine.
But you know what?
Where's
We
the
wouldn't have the Met
space?
Gala.
We wouldn't have the Met Gala, and we wouldn't have been able to
And we
see.
wouldn't have a bunch of skinny and unadventurous people in New York City
In a wet
walking up
t-shirt.
and down steps.
Well, that I can't stand for.
Okay, so it's hosted by Anna Wintour every year, and it celebrates the Costume Centre Department's Keystone exhibition from each year. And this year, it's Sleeping Beauty's reawakening fashion, with the dress code being the Garden of Time. So that's why we're seeing lots of people this year. You know, I think I even saw Kendall Jenner. She looked a bit elfish. Everybody's going a bit woodland fairy
Zendaya.
creature. Yes, like they've just emerged from the hedges.
Yeah.
You know, but apart from this year's Met Gala, which is live, and we don't really have any of the goss just yet, but I'm so excited to hear about what goes down inside later on today. There's been so many Met Gala scandals over the years that are honestly just iconic pieces of celebrity culture that will stay with us forever. And I'd like to take you through and educate you
Are
guys.
you okay
on
with
that.
that?
I see. This is art to me.
Yeah, let's
yes,
get
bring
into
on
it.
celebrity scandals.
So we'll start with the smaller ones and then work our way up to the bigger ones.
You know how to tell a story, Lizzie.
Yeah. So the first one, this was what you were saying, Jess, when the year, I think it was 2021, it was when the theme was honouring Karl Lagerfeld, which was a bit of a controversial theme in itself because, you know, he's a pretty problematic man. Anyway, Doja Cat came dressed as Karl's cat, which makes sense for her. Doja cat, you know. But when she was walking up the carpet, and this turned into a viral video and meme, she was asked by Emma Chamberlain, who was hosting for Vogue, you know, just about her dress and what she was wearing and how she was feeling, and this is how she answered.
I mean, who made it? Wow. Okay, so something a little different.
No.
That's it.
What
from
do you do if you're the interviewer
You move right
and
along.
someone goes full method and just meows?
And that's all she did,
It's
and then
lazy.
she walked off.
It's very lazy.
I don't even
By
find
Doja.
that funny.
But surely
It's
you go,
not funny.
I am Doja Cat. If there's one person here that can get away with it, it's me.
It's kind of obvious, isn't it?
Very.
No, what I mean about being lazy is maybe she didn't quite know why she was there. She was just like in makeup all day, and then she dressed up as a cat and then was spun onto a red carpet and didn't have anything to she couldn't answer the question. So her go-to is the cat noise.
If ever this, podcast blows up,
And we go to the Met Gala.
Jessie dog, Lizzie elephant, Katie parrot, and then if we get stuck, we can just do our little noises.
I'm not going to be I don't want to be a parrot. Don't tell me what kind of
Six
spirit.
till 9 weekdays.
Exactly right.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Next, we have a video. This is so funny. Reese Witherspoon. This was in an elevator. Like, I think it's either during the Met Gala or after. Everybody's a bit tipsy. Everybody's had a bit to drink, including Reese Witherspoon. And we've never really seen her. I don't think I've ever seen Reese Witherspoon drunk.
She's
in
quite
my life.
straight-laced, isn't she?
Yeah,
love
till
her,
she,
adore her.
Till she's not.
She's not.
Yeah, exactly. So we see Reese Witherspoon. This was in 2014 in an elevator with Zooey Deschanel, Cara Delevingne, and she's trying to pronounce Cara Delevingne's last name, and she just, for the life of her, can't get it out.
I love it. I love it when you do it. Say it.
Delevingne.
Cara,
Delevingne.
Hey, Karen.
We don't know.
But what was not caught on the video after that, or it was, but the audio is very muffled, is she said the most important thing about a name for a girl is that a man can whisper it into his pillow.
Into the pillow.
Wow.
Who's that Reese saying?
Reese saying that.
But with like a southern twang. The most important thing about a woman's name is that a man can whisper
That is
it into
very
a
southern.
pillow.
I'd really like to be stuck in an elevator with Reese Witherspoon.
I'm going to say
wouldn't
something
mind
else just then.
Well, if I had to choose between Doja Cat and Reese, I'd go Reese every day of the week.
I would too, to be fair.
Yeah. Not much conversation out of Doja.
So then you'll probably remember this one. Kim Kardashian, this was 2022. The theme was In America, an anthology of fashion. And this was when Kim borrowed Marilyn Monroe's dress.
That's right. I felt nervous about that.
Didn't they make that a huge, huge part of the season on Keeping Up? I feel like I watched that for 5 episodes in a row.
And that was when she was dating Pete Davidson. So it was like a whole bloody episode and a half. But anyway, everybody was very torn between if she should have been wearing it, if she shouldn't. What do you guys think personally?
Why? Because Kim is not of the caliber of Marilyn Monroe.
And also it's a relic. It's a famous American relic. She wore it when she sang Happy Birthday to John F. Kennedy. It's the infamous dress from that
I think it should be
occasion.
untouchable. Like
I
I
agree.
almost
Yeah.
feel like it's that dress and that moment
Yeah.
is it's just such a moment in time.
Yeah.
Like let's let it be that.
Yes, it
Yes.
doesn't need Kim's grubby paws all over
What
it.
if someone spilled a glass of champagne
leaving
on it?
aside Kim, for example, Taylor, who we all love and adore, even if Taylor wanted to wear it, I feel like we might all be like,
Oh, no, I wouldn't have agreed. I know what you're trying to say. Are we
know?
against it because it was Kim? No, I just don't think anyone should have worn
it's
it.
just not
100%
for
I
you.
agree.
It's had its moment. It doesn't need you to give it another moment. Would probably be
100%.
my thoughts.
and more to add to the scandal more, which we saw on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, she went on a very crazy, unhealthy diet, which she was very proud of, and it was a bit Ozempic-y, to fit into the dress, which she didn't even fit into in the end. She had a little shawl that she had to cover her
That's right at the
backside
back,
with.
yeah.
And when she returned the dress, some of the fabric was torn, crystals were missing, and parts of it were left hanging by a thread.
Yeah.
yeah, very
So-
controversial.
Yeah, I don't. And also, can we just let Marilyn Monroe rest? Can we just let her
Totally.
rest?
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
She went through enough.
She did.
Shame on you, Kim.
Can you imagine all
No,
of the
she's a
things
big
that have
fan of-
happened in the world since she passed in 1962? That would be the most upsetting.
Do you know
for
that Hugh
her.
Hefner bought
He's disgusting.
he bought the, what do you call it, a plot in a cemetery
next to
hers, or
Yes.
like even on top of her, so that he can like lay on top of her for eternity.
yeah,
Disgusting.
I read that in Crystal Hefner's book. He was obsessed with Marilyn, and he demanded. Well, he did. It happened. He bought the piece of land on top of her, like just
so
a bit to the side of her, so he
foul.
could be on top of her, and he is there. That's where he's buried.
Oh,
Disgusting.
if it couldn't get much worse.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, we're down
We
to
should go and bloody dig Marilyn up, ladies.
Oh, the pilgrimage with the show.
Where are you guys going?
Hi ho, hi ho.
Little bit different to Mecca. We are going to the Hollywood Cemetery.
So the next moment that I want to talk about is the infamous Jay-Z and Solange elevator fight. Does everyone remember this?
Yes. Yeah.
How could we forget? I've got some footage
have
here
you?
for you to watch.
Oh my goodness.
This was
Because
iconic.
there's no audio, is there?
No.
Which means you can just make up your own.
So TMZ released this footage, as we can see here, of Solange absolutely beating the living out of Jay-Z in an elevator, and Beyonce's just standing there watching on. And it was, when it happened at the time, the funniest bit is when they walk out of the elevator, they all look pretty normal. The paparazzi photos are all pretty normal of them walking out. But this video shows that all things were not fine in the
Absolutely
elevator.
not fine. She walks in, it's almost as if she has a quiet word with him. A
Yep.
very, very
Stern
word, stiff body. And then there's kicking and screaming, and obviously everyone's guard is down,
Yep.
not forgetting that
The security's
elevators
trying to
have
pull her
cameras.
off.
The best bit for her, the advantage, as you can see as she kicks him, is that the elevator's only so big. So even though his security's got her on the other side, she's still getting a few little jabs in with her foot.
And Beyonce's just standing there, which is amazing. And people were wondering, why is Beyonce just standing there?
Well, what can
people
you do in that
Well,
moment?
exactly. People had no idea why they were even fighting. This was in 2014. But then in 2016, when Beyonce released Lemonade, her album, which was all about Jay-Z's infidelity, people tied it back to the elevator video, thinking that must have been when Solange found out, or maybe was confronting him about it, because there's really no... I mean, that's a pretty good reason.
But there was a lyric, wasn't there?
Yes. So there was in her song Flawless, the lyrics, of course, sometimes goes down when there's $1 billion on an elevator.
I mean, Solange isn't...
No, but
She's
maybe
not contributing to that number,
all of
though,
them.
is she?
All of them
I
combined.
love Solange. But truly incredible, an incredible Met Gala scandal, one of the best moments. And the final moment, which is my personal favourite, which I think is going to be yours as well.
Oh, okay.
So, I don't know if you know this, Kate, but Taylor Swift, this is when Taylor, 1 year at the Met Gala, was she co-hosting that year?
She was the co-chair, yeah.
This was her iconic bleach era where she bleached her hair. She was having a bit of a fun moment. This is the night that she met Tom Hiddleston, who she ended up dating, but it's also the night that she ended up meeting Joe Alwyn as well, and she was dating Calvin Harris while she was here at the Met Gala.
That's our girl. That's our girl.
We love our queen, but as you can see from this video, the sparks are well and truly flying between Taylor and Tom Hiddleston. This video came out.
Having a dance.
It was their first ever meeting, and you can see he's just like absolutely smitten with her. Like, I love this video so much.
I love her. I'm loving everything about this.
Like, then
look how
we
cute they
hear
are.
a few lyrics in relation to this, then, don't we? Like in Getaway Car, which is about Tom Hiddleston apparently and Joe Alwyn. Think about the place where you first met me. And then there's another lyric, because Joe Alwyn, for some reason, had this very short buzz cut and doesn't look as handsome as he might normally.
he really was buzz cutty at the Met Gala.
And it was flashback where you met me,
Your buzz cut and my hair
bleached. So it's like a lot of Taylor lore alludes to this very moment right here.
And so when Tom and Taylor started dating pretty soon after this, and she even
I
came
thought you said she was dating Calvin Harris.
So she was. And so a lot on Reputation you'll hear about, which she also discusses, you know, I think in songs in other albums too, is about infidelity with Tom or Joe, with Joe on Tom, with Tom on Calvin. We don't exactly know, but we know that they're I mean, you can see from that video, if you've got a boyfriend at home, I don't know if you're...
Well, Tom dances up behind her at one point. I could watch
he's,
that.
he's almost peacocking, isn't he?
He's
watch
so
that
cute.
video
He's my
on
favourite
loop.
boyfriend of hers that she's had.
Really?
Yeah.
But like,
that
why?
era
We didn't
for
even
me.
really see him
Oh
do
my god!
anything.
But I loved that era because that was when they went to Rhode Island together and they were sitting on the rocks kissing. And she came to the Gold Coast with him to film, like the Loki Marvel movie. And they went to dinner and she's in her summer dresses with his jacket on and he's so tall.
Photographed and moments we've seen, Lizzie. Interesting, isn't
But
it?
I love them.
I do know that Taylor was at
Go on.
But they didn't last very long.
Hang on. No, Lizzie. Stop down. Kate.
What are we going to do next week
no,
about
what are you
the
saying?
Kate was...
What did I just miss?
Kate was up in Queensland and she knows something about Taylor and
Are you
Chris
serious?
Hemsworth, who worked on the movie. Yes, you do. What happened,
No,
Kate?
stop.
I don't know anything.
Come on.
All I'm saying is you said
That it was very photographed.
everything's photographed.
What do you know?
Well, I
You literally have to tell us. Like, I'm getting
wasn't
angry.
there, but it's not even a story.
Don't care
But what I
still.
mean, there were other moments where they were hanging out that weren't photographed, like maybe because Chris Hemsworth and Tom Hiddleston were working on that Marvel film or whatever that film is, Thor. Then Taylor would have been up there, say at Chris's house or whatever, with Tom. So they're really dating. Is that what you're asking? No, that's not even information.
It is information.
It is.
Because for someone like me that views those photos and thinks that was a PR romance, you have inside knowledge that it wasn't. They were
was
hanging out.
passing in a conversation like, oh, that's when Taylor was there.
How many episodes have we done of this podcast? You have one connection to her and you
Like,
haven't
that is
shared
really
it?
crazy information.
Maybe that's not the only one.
Go on.
What are you talking about?
What else do you know?
I don't know anything. I don't know
Oh,
anything.
my
But if you
God,
do,
be
I
on the next
can't.
episode.
Oh, good hook.
See, you're teaching me.
Well, those are all the most famous Met Gala scandals. There's plenty more, like Bella Hadid having a cigarette in the bathroom. Like, there's so many that we could go through.
But
but those
there was a famous selfie in the bathroom as well, wasn't there?
Yes.
There were heaps of
all the
models.
gals, all the
I mean,
models.
Ellen did it first, guys.
But those are probably, the top 5 or 6, with Taylor and Tom definitely being my favourite anyway.
Well, we'll have to wait and see what scandal comes out of the Met that's going on right now, and maybe we'll have that to report next time.
Absolutely, we will. Off to the art gallery for you.
Off to Google pictures of Hiddleston.
Fits in Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, download the Nova Player via the App Store or Google Play.
The Nova Player.